All right, so just want to do a really quick mod video, and this one was a suggestion that came out of posting a flight video with this helicopter, and it came from James Derek Eichland out of Norway, who has flown this model. And so one of the things that's kind of my pet peeve is wrestling around with these canopies, so especially with an electric. I mean, you're not plugging it in to the last minute, and then you're trying to get the canopy out there, and you got the remote, and um, you know, I try to get the canopy situated so that it's as easy to put on as possible, and the easier the better. This 650 has these mounts, and I wouldn't say that they're inadequate. I mean, they do the job, but if we take a look at them, the way they're made, um, they're kind of thin and kind of deep, and this one here is sort of buried behind these servos. So when you put the canopy over the helicopter, and what you want to do is just kind of slide the front down into this little slide bracket here, then make sure it's centered if you want it to sit right so that the linkage arms, anything, aren't hitting the canopy, and then pull it down. The one on the aircraft right tends to pop right on, but the one on the left, this is the one. I've been in here and you're trying to find the spot and it's not where it's supposed to be. And see, like, I'm trying to get it on right now, but the way the canopy is shaped and the way the servos are, I can't see the post. So you just kind of wind up doing this number I'm doing right now, and you're trying to get this little, there we go. So I got it. It went on. So, I mean, like I said, it's not inadequate. It doesn't not do the job, but it's a little bit of a pain. And so James suggested this replacement here, and these are Protos, I believe 500 or 550. And here's the model number here, MSH 710022, and I just punched that right into eBay, and it came right up. And these are the supports, and so I will install them. You can see these are totally different. So these are much larger, and then this will be on the canopy. And as soon as it gets back into that area back there, bang, it's on there. No fussing around with trying to find that little magnet and trying to get it over, and then I can just reach up underneath when I want to take the canopy off. And you can see these are pretty strong. Outside of the canopy, there we go. So again, not a big deal, but just something to make it a little bit easier getting the canopy on and off. You can just reach up with 2 fingers and pop them off. When you go to put it on, you just drop the canopy down, and if you're anywhere near it, bang, it's right on there. So it just makes the canopy a little bit easier to take on and off. Give me a few minutes and I'll get it modded up, and so you can see these bases as they come. The way this works is that's the height of it right there, and then if you need the extra height, they give you the spacer to put in, and we're going to need the spacer for this helicopter. So and then that goes through the frame and screws down into the base of the mount. I'll tell you, outside the helicopter, they're tough to get apart. But that's what you get in the kit, and that's how it works. And so this is how you can use it if you have a, not as tall of a base, and then you can put this collar in place if you need a little more height. So pretty simple installation. And then, of course, on the other side, you just have another screw that goes on this side to hold it in the canopy with a spacer to put it up against the rubber piece that's on the canopy. So I'll be back in a moment when these are installed. So these are the tools that I use for this project. These are, obviously here's the mount here. This is the new mount. You can see there's the old mount there that we're taking off. And you can see how the one on the left side is a little more hidden behind the servos, which makes it hard when you're putting the canopy on. So this is like a little piece of fuel tubing I just used so that the mount part that on the new mount, the one in the Canopy, just snugged it up a little more. You could see there was a little extra room. It was kind of slopping around just a little bit, and that fuel line hosing. The second one, I made it a little longer, so when the spacer came down and compressed it in, it would really fit in there well. You could see the new mount is beveled opposed to having straight edges. It really just snaps right in. I colored the spacer, so just kind of blended in. Here, you really want to have this Allen key because the helicopter's together and you really need to get in there. You need a long Allen key to do this, and it can't be tall. You really want that specific Allen key. And a pair of pliers to reach the new screw down in and push it out. And there you can see the new screw with the spacer on the outside. And then you just twist the mount on with your finger tighten it, and just hold the Allen key on the other side. And then obviously here's doing the helicopter left side, and there it is in place. You can see it's pretty tight in there. There's not a lot of room. You really want that Allen key for that. It's a 2.5 millimeter. So here's all the tools that I use. That big Allen key was just to hit the other screw that was in for the old mounts because there was Loctite on it, and then 2.5 millimeter wrench, and then 2.5 millimeter Allen key, and then having a smaller Allen key also helps too to push the screw out, and then pliers to reach the new screw in, and adjustable wrench I just used to hold the old mount in place. Alright, so I've got the mount all completed. I haven't actually put the Canopy on yet, so I haven't got to see how it works. This installation, this went really well, like really extremely well. The only kind of little slight thing I ran into was these mounts that went in the Canopy were just a little bit loose. They weren't super loose, but they were a little bit loose, looser than I'd want them to be. So what I wound up doing was taking some fuel tube lining and just cutting a little piece, and I stretch it out with my mini pliers here, and I put it over the mount end, and then I slid, and you can see the fuel tubing in there. And I can't even tell you how perfectly it worked out, because with that fuel line on there, it like just went through with a little push. And then what I did was I made it a little bit longer than the post it was on. And when the washer came down, it crushed the tube, expanding it, and like really filled that in. Now, I don't know, I may come back later and put like grab poles on there so we can pull these off. I don't know, or I'll just see how it is to reach up underneath and pop them out. But so I haven't even put this Canopy on like this yet. Let's this is going to be the first try. So kind of slides in over the front like that. We'll slide the front in like this and pull it down here. And this is where it used to be a bit of a rigmarole, and whoop, there you go. Pretty much did it all by itself. And then we just got to line up these mounts in the front in order to get these top spaces to line up correctly so that our servo arms. So as you can see, the top that time just put itself on. I mean, I didn't even have to do anything. I didn't have to touch the mounts at all. They just right in place. And then to take them off, I believe we're just going to reach up underneath and pop them off like so. I'm probably going to put a little something on there, but lift it up a little bit, slide the bottom off, and the top comes right off. And one more time just to check it out. Slide the Canopy on, put the bottom piece in the guides, and there it goes. Pretty much puts itself on now. Yeah, that's great. I really like them. I'm super happy with them. These are for the Protos 700, not the 500. So that's the only thing there. And again, MSH 71022. All right, RC Flights T-Rex 650X Canopy modification. We'll see you guys later.